Hello everyone. We're still looking at the business plan, components of the business plan. In this video, I'm going to talk about two components. That is the marketing plan and the production plan. We shall start with the marketing plan. The marketing plan is a plan that describes the tactics and strategies that you will use to market a specified product or a service. So the key sections to be included in the marketing plan include 1. The marketing goals or objectives. Establish quantifiable marketing goals. This means goals that you can turn into numbers. For instance, your goals might be to gain at least 30 new clients, or to sell 10 products per week, or to increase your income by 30% this year. Your goals might include sales, profits, or customers' satisfaction. 2. Your SWOT analysis. Here we are going to talk about the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats for your business. So it helps you to explain why a product or a service is better or worse than that of your competitors. It also helps us to determine the marketing strategies as well as product development strategies. So you think of some of the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. Let's look at them one by one. Strengths. The internal factors that give your company competitive advantage. Are they there? For instance, competitive pricing might set a price which is competitive, slightly lower than your competitors. Free shipping, good customer care or service, a variety of options, to mention but a few. So these can be some of your strengths. Think of others. 2. Weaknesses. Internal factors that place your company at a disadvantage relative to your competitors. For instance, lack of promotional planning, limited inventory or stock. Your stock might be not too huge, it's limited, so it might affect you. Cannot take special orders, or your business is on a small scale and your competitors are producing on a large scale, so chances are high for them to produce in large quantities and manage to sell at a slightly low price than yours. So it can be one of the weaknesses that you might face. We come to opportunities. External factors that provide chances for your company to increase profits. I'll give an example. Taking special orders. Partner with local organizations to increase brand presence and expand your product line. Then the threats. External factors that threaten your company's growth or ability to make profits. For instance, online retail clothing stores might be a threat to your business. Company with low prices can also be a threat to your business. Or companies with more variety, and for your case, maybe you're producing only 1 or 2. So these are some of the examples of our SWOT. Another section that you shouldn't forget is the marketing strategies. Marketing strategies. And here, we shall talk about the product strategies. In other words, we're looking at The marketing mix, where we're going to talk about the product, the price, the place, and promotion. So start with the first one, product strategies. How are you going to develop your product? How long is it going to take? That's the product life cycle. When you're producing it, at the same time, its expiry date. Then product positioning. Here, if you were to come into the market, where do you position yourself? Number one, number two, or you're in between. So all these, you should think about them under the product. Then you should also think about other strategies when it comes to pricing. And these include factors that affect pricing. What are some of the factors that are going to affect your prices? Is it the raw materials that are expensive? Is it the cost of production? And so on and so forth. Then different pricing strategies. Which strategies are you going to use to price differently? Is it the way the customers addressed, and then you say this one looks to be a rich person, then I'm going to hike the price. This one looks to be a poor person, I'll say this price at this time, and that much. Or depending on the location, you say this is Neltana, I have to hike the prices, but now when I'm selling my products in Yamata, then my prices will be slightly lower, and many others. We come to the place strategies. Here you're supposed to identify distributional channels. Where are you going to distribute your products? Are there some channels that you're going to establish? Or identify strategies for SaaS services. Then promotion strategies. How are you going to promote your products? Are you going to bring in some musicians, prominent politicians? Are you going to use radios, TVs, and so on? Then advertising, publicity, sales promotion, personal selling. You should also think about the communication methods. Is it audio? Is it video? Which language are you going to use when you're promoting your products? And other elements of advertisement, such as banners, brochures, stickers, to mention but a few. So these are some of the marketing strategies that you should also think about. So information on who they desire to reach includes full target market description. So this is the next where we're going to talk about the desired target market. Who do you desire? Who are you targeting? And here we have again categorized them into four. Demographic. So you're looking at the age, you're looking at the gender of the people you're targeting. Psychographic. Here you're looking at these humans, but at the same time looking at their values. What do they value most? What are their attitudes? What are they interested in? What are some of their lifestyles? So this gives you a very good picture of what you want to produce. And then their behavior. Are they the kind of people who would want to buy a product, use it today, and forget about that, they need something else? Or they can be your loyal customers, buy the same product for many times as long as they love the brand name, such as Apple. Then geographic, here you should also think about the location. Yeah. So all in all, we're saying find niche or target markets for your product and describe them. Then again, although we talked about the prices, Here you should also talk about the current market prices. If there is a product that is already existing and you're also going to produce the same, so you need to know what's the current market price. Even if it's not there, if I'm to bring it, looking at now like this COVID-19, businesses are not working, so you cannot come into business and then you hike the prices. People are not producing, so you should also think about that. Another one is number of marketing personnel. How many people do you need to employ so that they market your products? Distribution of channels, we talked about this up there. If you want, you can also repeat, but there's no need. Then 7, your marketing budget. Here I give an example where you talk about the items, first columns for the products, what are we going to do, product marketing, public relations, branding and creative, events, even others. Then in the month of Jan, that was on the date of 16th, what are you planning to budget? We budgeted for 100 each. So same day, maybe we spent more than what we had budgeted, which is 150 or less. You do the same Feb, March up to December. Then from there, below, you make a summary of your expenses. Expenses summary, you can see January from 16th up to December 16th. Our budget, this was it, 2,100 USDs. And then our actual amount that we spend is more than that. Then how much are you left with? You also include it. And then you can also illustrate this on your graph. This gives you a clear picture, or it gives a clear picture to someone who's going to read your business plan and knows how you don't spend money on your marketing. Okay. Or you can start with the business location, describe the product that you're going to produce. You can also talk about the customer description. You describe the customers, the demand, need for the product, competition, current production, price, sales focus for the next 12 months, and lastly, you end up with promotion. So you can use any of the two, either the first one or the second one. But the first one is more descriptive and shows a very clear picture of everything. After saying that, let's talk about the production or operation plan as another component of our business plan. By now, you have done some serious thinking about the businesses you want to run. You know what the businesses are, and you're confident that there is a demand for your product. You have looked at what your competitors are doing and found a niche where you can expect to have a particular advantage. You have come up with a range of strategies to make sure your potential customers will know your products exist, where to buy them, and will be happy with the product's prices and design quality. So, what you haven't explained yet is how you're going to actually make your product. And this is the time to write an operation plan. In summary, the operation plan will lay out a roadmap for how you will manage the production or the service delivery side of your business, minimizing risks and ensuring profitability. Your operation plan should include the following key sections. 1. Overview. Production process, supply chain, production costs, production experience, and quality control. So, overview, talk about again the product, then you tell us the production process, how you're going to produce that product, even the layout. For instance, if you're to make bread, you say you start with the baking flour, maybe you add in blue band, you add in, I don't know what you add in, if it's sugary, then add some sugar, or you're making soft bread, you add some salt. Then from there, you mingle them up. From there, you get a dough. Put them in steps until the final product. From there, you put them into the oven, regulate the temperature, tell us the heat that you'll be using to make your bread, and lastly you get the final product. So you need also to know the layout of what you're producing. Then under the supply chain, from a manufacturer to a retailer, or from a manufacturer to a wholesaler, then a retailer, or from a manufacturer to an agent, things of that sort. Then we also talk about the production costs, how much you're going to spend when you produce your product. It's also key. Because you might spend a lot of money and then you end up selling your product at slightly low price. That means you will fall into losses. And production experience here, we are talking about the people you're going to hire, who are going to help you in producing. Are they skilled? Are they semi-skilled or unskilled? How many are they? Then lastly, quality control. You need also talk about how you're going to carry out control for the quality of your products. We don't want you to take products to the market and you find some of the products are not of good quality. It's a way of chasing away customers. So before you take your products to the market, you need to know that all your products have good quality. So when writing the operation plan, one must be very careful not to be excessively technical and complicated. This might make analysis harder and in consequence backfire. Keep in mind that the expected reader must be able to understand its content. As I told you, some people have started making businesses. When you prepare good business plans, people are going to buy them. The rich will buy them. 2, if you want to seek for a loan, again they have to read things that they understand. 2, the information presented should give a global understanding of the business. So after knowing that, I've already summarized everything that we should talk about this. So in your overview, talk about your product, where you're going to be located, the type and nature and capacity of the equipment that you use, and then under the production process and layout, I already told you that. So explain the process by which you produce your goods along with a description of the factory, the available equipment, materials needed, and the labor requirements. You can also talk about the techniques and productive process that will combine those resources, for example, the assembly line and the full-scale potential in terms of production capacity. The possibility of the productive processes to respond to a rise or a fall in demand. No processes. If the demand is high, are you able to produce more? If the demand is low, how are you going to cut that production? Your methods for checking the quality of the products should also be included. Maintenance and technical assistance. You should describe the level of support or technical assistance that the company will give to their clients after they have bought the product or received the service. This demands special importance if you are making a new product or one which is technically complex. You should also think about how will your production process be accomplished. What will the fundamental raw materials be? Their sources, the sources of raw materials and the other supplies. Talked about the technological processes that you use in the production. People who are qualified. How many employees do you need in your production process? Are there some materials that you need for packing, or how are you going to pack your products? And how will the process of distribution be fulfilled? And how much is it going to cost you to produce this? I think this is this. Thank you for paying attention. Hope you enjoyed the video, and next time we shall talk about the last two components, which is the financial plan and the action plan. See you there.